Evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are here in Eagles Cricket Ground number 1 for the match between Indian Warriors and England Protector. This is the last league match between these two teams here. Along with me, we have both the captains, Vishal from Indian Warriors and Mr. Farouk from England Protector. And along with me, I have two of our senior most umpires who are officiating in the entire tournament, Mr. Bilal and Mr. Mohsin. So it's the toss time now. India to flip the coin. Heads. Heads is the call. Tails it is. So Indian Warriors won the toss. Congratulations, Vishal bhai. So आपने क्या decide किया? कोई particular reason? हमारी टीम ज़्यादा काम बॉलिंग करती थी तो वही कंटिन्यू करें। Okay, आपने promising start किया था इस टूर्नामेंट में। Somewhere down the line, missed the ball, but I believe आपका team all strong enough to come back strongly. Last league match है, must win match for you. बीच में हमारे प्लेयर थोड़ा ट्रैवल करने लगे तो फिर थोड़ा बैलेंस हो गई थी। पर अभी देखते हैं आज भी अच्छी इंशाल्लाह ट्राई करते हैं। कितने में रिस्ट्रिक्ट करना चाहोगे? स्कोर पे तगड़े ही मार रहे हैं, एकदम थोड़ा बढ़ रहे हैं, भाई देखते हैं जितना भी कोशिश करेंगे अच्छी खेल लेंगे। Okay, congratulations and all the best. Hard luck for the toss, Farooq bhai. What would you do if you had won the toss? I will bomb for the batting and bowling just fine. You have what we have, which we haven't been up to the mark from the last two matches. We are playing other tournaments also. My target is that all my 11 players they do their best. As you had told me in the last match that you take game by game and you do not focus much on the target or all those things. But I'm sure being a captain of a team and representing for the country and in this tournament, you must be having some figure for sure in your mind. So please spell it out. Yeah, 200 plus runs, yes. Today we will try to play more aggressive rather than the other 4 matches where we have been playing some good cricket and batting a little bit on the merit. But today we will play a little bit offensive and attacking so that we get a good score to be on the top of the tables. Absolutely, and right now you are still at the top of the table, and just one loss in the last game. You had a very good season so far, but I am sure going forward it will be the knockout stages. So you want to carry your form. So I am sure you will be coming out strongly. So all the best for this match, and congratulations for this tournament. I believe you are already qualified. Thank you very much, and we will try to up to the mark. Thank you so much, and that's all from the center here. And Indian Warriors have won the toss, and they have elected to ball first.
गणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा। विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा। तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे। गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Good evening, everyone. We are here in the Eagles cricket ground number 1 for the match between England Protector and Indian Warriors. It's the last league match of this tournament. The first delivery, a good length delivery here, played towards the long on, all down the carpet by Ayub. So Ayub and Farouk, the captain who are on the crease, opening for Team England Protector, and Narain is the new bowler. That's an open delivery played up pistely. There's a fielder there, Vishal Salmani. The fielder did not make a mistake here, and he takes a catch. So the first wicket goes for England Protector, and the captain Farouk has to walk back without disturbing the score. 0 for 1. In fact, 1 for 1. That's down the leg side, and it's a wide signal by the umpire. So one more run added to the total in the form of an extra. And well played there into the gap, just away from the mid-off fielder, and the ball races towards the boundary. The first boundary coming for England Protector from the new batsman Musa Qasim, the left-handed youngster. This time played onto the leg side towards the backward square leg area, and once again boundary has been scored by this left-hander Musa Qasim. Eventful over here, first wicket in the second delivery, and then two back-to-back boundaries by the new batsman Musa. That's a good delivery here. Coming in toward the left hander. Punched it down the ground, pushed it towards the bowler. No run here. So 5 deliveries been bowled, 10 already on the board, and 1 wicket. That's a good delivery. He punched it down the ground and goes towards the bowler, and a dot delivery to end the over. So 10 for 1 in 1 over. Just to remind you, during the toss, Indian Warrior had won the toss and they had elected to bowl first. So they invited England Protector to bat. And now the second over is being bowled by the captain himself, Vishal Salmani. That's way away from the right-handed batsman, and it's a wide given by the umpire. So Vishal Salmani is starting with a wide. So once again, it's a wide delivery. So 2 wides to start with, not a good line by the new bowler Vishal Salmani. This time, a good delivery just away from the right hander, cuts it hard, but there is a point fielder who stops the ball here. That's a good comeback by the bowler. Ball coming in sharply onto the pads. And there's no chance of a run here. So Ayub, that's an block hole delivery, but away from the right hander. Once again, a wide signal by the umpire. So 3 wides in this over. That's about the waist height, and that's no ball given by the umpire. So no ball plus a 4, which is towards the wide long off, and that's not a good line and length by the bowler. So a free hit has been awarded for Ayub. He has the license to go big now. That's a good delivery. The batsman was thinking the ball would be much fuller, but he bowled in a good length and the ball was not having so much of bounce, which saved and went straight to the keeper. A dot delivery. That's an over pitch, but again away from the right hander. Wide signal by the umpire. That's played beautifully, just a bit over pitch delivery opening his body, playing it up and above the fielder towards the extra cover for a 4. That's once again full length delivery, but onto the pads, pushed it towards the long on area for a single. So that brings the end of over number 2, 24 for 1. That's a low full toss, played straight down the ground, just away from the long off fielder for a boundary. That's once again played beautifully. Good try by the fielder there on the point region. He had to run almost 10 steps to stop a valiant diving effort. But the ball races toward the boundary. That's played in the air, one bounce, goes into the boundary, the deep mid-wicket area for a 4. Good start for Team England Protector after the first wicket which went down. Now Ayub and Musa Qasim studying the ship here. 35 of just 14 deliveries is the partnership. Once again giving himself some room and plays it, cuts it hard. Slight misfield, and by the time throws it back to the keeper, they take 2 runs here. That's gone in the air, swirling in the air. The fielder at the third man area trying to go underneath, but misses. So a chance being dropped here. straight to the fielder, and there's no chance of a run here. A top delivery. Karan is the new bowler who comes into the attack. That's played in the air, one bounce, two bounce towards the boundary for a four by Ayub. Puts it on the ground towards the square leg. They've taken a slight inside edge, and by the time the fielder fields it, they take a single. Played well, but straight to the fielder there. No chance of a run. Towards the mid-wicket area, they take a quick single here. Good running between the wicket. That was a low full toss, fielded by Rain. Meanwhile, they take a single. That's misfield at mid-on, and the ball races towards the boundary. It was a good, it was a full length delivery, and the batsman played it all down the ground. It went straight to the fielder there, but a slight misfield costed them 4 runs. That's played in the air. Just one bounce goes into the field. The long off fielder was moved towards the straighter line. If he would have stayed on a bit wider, it could have been a casualty for Team England Protector. So a good shot by Ayub. Once again, full length delivery, playing it beautifully towards the deep mid wicket area. Couple of bounces, goes into the fence for 4. Slow delivery, goes on one knee, plays it towards the mid wicket area. There's a chance for an out, yes, but good fielding here. Well disguised delivery here. 3 deliveries back to back. There were boundaries, and the 4th delivery with the variation with the slower delivery here. That's played handsomely, just over the long on field for a maximum. So that's the first maximum coming from the bat of Ayub and for Team England Protector. So good batting here, going at a run rate of 13.24. That's an blistering start for Team England Protector. Once again, going down the track, played it towards the long on region for a boundary, and with this boundary, Ayub completes his 50 runs in just 23 deliveries with 10 boundaries and 1 maximum. What a player, Ayub from England Protector. That's an amazing start for Team England Protector, considering the first wicket which was fallen in the first over. That's on to the pads, standing tall and playing it towards the backward square leg area for a 4. What a shot by Musa. The ball was onto his pads and with the likes of Musa Qasim, This is just bread and butter for him. Staying in the crease with just flick of a wrist, playing it toward the backward square leg area for a boundary. That's a good line delivery. That's a beautiful one. Slight misfield by the bowler on the follow through, and the batsman runs for a single. That's good running. That's cut beautifully, but there is a fielder in the deep for this shot, and they settle on just a single. And now the bowler is coming around the wicket for the left-handed batsman. That nicely played down the ground towards the long off region for a single. That's a swing taken in inside edge, goes toward the forward square leg area for boundary. Couple of bounces played towards the cover region, gone for a four. It's a no ball given by the umpire. No ball and a four, which means 5 runs in this ball and a free hit. So Ayub, who is batting brilliantly, he gets a license to go big now. It's a beautiful delivery. He knows that anything into his region, and the batsman is playing big. So bowling a bit wide, out of the reach for the batsman, and it's a dot delivery. So end of 6 overs, 85 for 1. That is a mammoth score in the power play. So that's the end of the power play, and now Karan bowling to Musa. Good delivery, just punched down the ground. Chance of a run out here, no. Musa Qasim batting on 15 of 10 deliveries, and along with him Ayub 62 of 27 deliveries, 12 fours and 1 maximum. That's a big appeal for LBW, but I believe it was going down the leg, denied by the umpire here. So last delivery, chasing the batsman, chasing the ball into the gap, ball racing towards the boundary, trying to cut it off, no, and the ball runs towards the cover, extra cover region for a boundary. So the end of over number 7, 92 for 1, going at a run rate of 13.14. Ayub batting on 67 of 30 deliveries with a strike rate of 223. And along with him, Musa Qasim batting on 17 of 13 deliveries with a strike rate of 130. Karan being very economical, but no wickets so far. And along with him, Dhruv very costly in the first over, 1 over 17 runs. Sandeep is the new bowler. He is a right arm off break bowler. That was slower in the air, a full toss delivery, goes on one knee and played it toward the backward square leg area. The fielder covering a lot of distance, stopping it with the foot and keeps it down to just 2 runs. So that's a good fielding. So Musa Qasim moves on to 19. Now he changed the side, coming around the wicket for the left-hander. Once again, very slower in the air, a loopy delivery. The batsman had to wait and wait for the ball, trying to cut it, but missed and straight to the keeper. Coming down the track, that was a catch on the follow through. There's a chance once again for a run out as well. Catch being dropped in the follow through. Musa Qasim came down the track and wanted to play, but it went quickly towards the bowler. He had his hand to it, but dropped the catcher. That's batsman going for a switch hit, seeing the ball being very airy. That's a bit quicker. One bounce, two bounce straight to the fielder at the deep towards the long off. And that's a good over, I would say, so far. Just 4 runs of the 5 deliveries. That's a played harder. Once again, a catch being dropped. Went straight to the fielder. What is happening here? 2 catches dropped in the same over of the same batsman. That's so unlucky for the bowler and for Team Indian Warriors. Joel Abbas is the new bowler. The first over was a bit expensive. Now that the power play is over, that's played down the ground towards the wide long off. There is a fielder there, Karan. He throws back to the keeper and keeps it down to just a single. That's an block hole delivery. That punch it down the ground and keeps it down. It's a dot delivery. That's a good delivery. Played up pitchly. 1 bounce, 2 bounce, 3 bounce straight to the fielder at long on. And they take a single meanwhile. 98 for 1 in 8.3 overs. The run rate have slowed down a bit, not too much, but still a very healthy The run rate here 11.53. That's it, and just past the keeper, and the ball will race to the boundary. That's a four. That was a chance here, just away from the keeper, and towards the first slip. And one boundary again for Ayub, and Ayub moves into his 70s here, 73 of just 34 deliveries with 14 fours and one maximum. That's an open delivery straight to the fielder. That is a chance just away from the fielder. Ball falling short of the ground here. Beautiful shot, but just away from the fielder of one long off, and it goes into the extra cover boundary for a four. Two back-to-back boundaries here. So Johar Abbas being a bit expensive, I would say. And with this, the score moves on to 106 for 1. Coming down the track, played it towards the deep mid-wicket area. There is a fielder there, cuts it off, and they keep it down to just a single. That's the end of over number 9, 107 for 1. Coming down the track. Coming down the track and played it up and above the long off fielder for a maximum. That's way outside the off stump and wide given by the umpire. This is what happens when somebody takes the ball of a cleaner. They try to do something different. And a wicket delivery once again coming around the wicket. Sidearm action. The ball will go move away from the batsman, and that is exactly what happened. That's slower in the air. Once again, picked it up beautifully, played it towards the long on for a maximum here. So, 2 sixes, one at the long off, the second one at the long on. That's takes him a little bit outside edge, going towards the cover region. The ball is trying to run, and yes, it reaches the boundary for a four. Costly over here. This time played down the ground to the extra cover region, and they take a single, so 1 run has been added. The changing field for the left-hander here, Musa Qasim. Slower in the air, made it as a low full toss, played it towards the square leg area, deep square leg for a single. Down the ground, pushed it towards the mid-on for a single again. So 3 singles in the last 3 deliveries. So 21 runs coming out this over. Very big over. So end of over number 10. And the change of side here. So the next coming from the ground number 2 end. So we'll take a short little drinks break and come back for the second half of the innings. Welcome back. And from the ground number 2 end, and Vishal Salmani to start the proceeding here. First delivery, a good length delivery, not too much of pace. The batsman played it gently back towards the bowler. That's pitch, full length delivery, played it towards the extra cover region for a single. Coming around the wicket, a good length delivery, played it towards the deep mid-wicket area. There is a fielder there cutting it off and keeping it down to just a single. So, good over so far. 3 deliveries, just 2 runs. But again, an open delivery played, takes an outside edge, goes towards the point region, no run here. So Vishal comes back strongly in this over. First over, he had conceded 14 runs. This over, just 2 runs in the 4 deliveries. Once again, beautiful delivery, almost a block hole, slower, disguised. Batsman going down the track, wanted to play, missed it, and goes straight to the hands of the keeper. So a dot delivery, 5 deliveries, just 2 runs. That's once again wide Yorker. Batsman wanted to play it, takes an inside edge onto his body and stays at the crease. Dot delivery, just 2 runs of this over. Beautiful over by Vishal. Straight to the bowler, Karan here, and he misses it. The first delivery, and Musa Qasim played it straight back to the bowler. Bowler was in an awkward position, could not grab the ball. A drop chance. That's taken an edge, going towards the boundary here, and yes, the ball will win the race. That's a good delivery. So the fielder could not stop the ball. The ball races towards the backward point region. It was thick outside edge and Musa Qasim gets a boundary. That's a full toss delivery. Played it a bit uppishly and they take a single here. 135 for 111.3 overs. Oh, that's a bit of misfield into the gap. And that's the boundary and a century for Ayub. 101 in just 47 deliveries with 17 boundaries and 3 maximum. What a player, Ayub from England Protector. Coming down the track, played it up easily, exactly into the gap between the deep mid wicket and long on. And the ball races towards the boundary once again. That's the boundary number 18 for Ayub. This time onto his pads, he had to guide it towards the backward square leg area. Nothing much to do, and the ball races towards the boundary. So over number 12 ends 147 for one. This over costed Curran 17 runs. That's a full toss delivery. Played it in the air towards the long on region. No power, no timing, not too much of timing there. So they end up getting a single. That's sliced hard, and it's going above the point fielder for a 4. That's coming down the track and played over the long off fielder. The fielder being just a spectator, and the ball sails over the boundary for a maximum. Ayub now dealing only with boundaries here, 4s and 6s. That's once again played up in the air. There are 2 fielders trying to come underneath it, and he takes the catch here. That's a good catch, and Ayub has to walk back after playing a brilliant knock. 119 of 52 deliveries, 24s and 4 6s. new batsman Alb. But played gently, and they run for a single here. Jersey number 333, which is of the universal boss, Chris Gale. And 12.5 was 159 for 2. That sliced, it got on thick outside edge, running towards the third man region, and the ball will find the fence here. It's a 4. So 13 overs, 163 for 4, 16 runs and a wicket of this over. Kavish Mishra, the new bowler, that's a beautiful delivery, hitting the deck hard, a good length delivery, rising in nicely towards the waist height of the batsman, and goes towards the keeper. A tough delivery to start with. Now this is a over-pitch delivery here, but away from the right hander. The batsman had to reach onto it, and good start for Kavish. Two deliveries, two dot deliveries here. Now this time it is onto the leg side, gently pushed towards the mid-on region, and they take a single. So Musa Qasim, who is batting on 33, will now face Kavish for the first time. That's trying to play it onto the onside. Have to see whether there is any bat onto it. Yes, it is a leg by. No bat involved. Takes a leg and goes towards the forward point fielder. Slower delivery, takes an inside edge, running towards the fine leg boundary. The fielder running, try to cut it off. Yes, he does it well and keeps it down to just 2 runs. That's good fielding by Johar Abbas. Played it towards the mid-wicket area. And they take a single. There is struggling for timing here by Musa Qasim. He is there for a long time. He is a very good player. He can hit the balls out of the park at his wins and fancy. But today, being a bit rusty, not able to connect it cleanly, no timing whatsoever, couple of edges. But with the likes of his experience, he can change the gears at any moment. Sandeep is the new bowler. Down the leg side, wide given by the umpire, 1 run here. Once again, down the leg side, the batsman going on one knee and wanted to play towards the fine leg or backward square leg, but no connection, a wide signal by the umpire. This time, very looping in the air, batsman opening his face of the bat, plays it towards the 4-point region for a single. That's a slower in the air, played it straight up and above the long on fielder for a maximum. Over 333, first maximum from his bat. Oh, that's a block hole delivery, played it towards the point region and the fielder cuts it off, but they take a single. Coming down the track, played up in the air, there is a fielder there and it's a drop catch once again. Musa being lucky that way, he played it up and above. There was a fielder, he comfortably came underneath the ball, had his both the hand but could not grab onto the ball. So hard luck for the bowler and Team Indian Warrior. That's played down the ground for a single. Down the leg side here, a wide given by the umpire. That's played towards the long on region, a couple of bounces, fielded and throws it back to the bowler. end of over number 15, 183 for 2. Oh, that's a beautiful delivery. So there is a change in field. That played up in the air. Few bounces straight towards the long on region for a single. So Musa reaches his 40 of 34 deliveries. The fielder coming underneath it. This time he doesn't make a mistake. He takes the catch comfortably, and Alva 333 has to walk back after scoring 10 runs of 8 deliveries. That's the third wicket for Team England Protector in the 16th over. 184 for 3. Mohammad Salman Ali Pasha is the new batsman. That's a beautiful delivery once again. Swing and a miss here. Missing the outside edge. Just a single run of this over and 2 wickets. What a beautiful over by Kavisha Mishra. 184 for 4 in 16. Coming down the track by Musa, played it towards the long off for a single. That's very slow in the air and in the gap. A batsman like Salman Ali Pasha wouldn't miss on this opportunity. It was very slow, very loopy. He waited, opened his body, played it perfectly at a forward square leg for a 4. That's a quick delivery, but way outside off stump and well left by the batsman here. It's a wide delivery. Once again, on to the leg side. Slower batsman just waiting, opening his body, moving away on the right side, plays it towards the fine leg region for a 4. That's in the air and that's a wicket. Karan, who was at the deep, was called in and takes an outside edge, goes straight to the fielder there. And we have to give credit to the bowler. He did not change his length and line here. He was slower in the air in the previous 2 deliveries, which were pelted for 4. This was again a slower delivery. Wanted to play again, takes an thick outside edge, goes towards the fielder, straight to Karan, and the wicket number 5 goes for England Protector. Once in very slow in the air, and the batsman goes on one knee and plays it towards backward square leg for a four. Sachin Chavra is the new batsman. So Sandeep completes his 4 overs quota, very expensive, 57 and 1 wicket. Kavish Mishra comes back into attack. He has bowled brilliantly so far. 2 overs, just 5 runs and 2 wickets. Now Musa, who is batting for quite some time. He is batting on 41 of just 35 deliveries. Last 3 overs, he needs to change the gears now. That's looking for a Yorker, made it as a low full toss, played it straight towards the long off fielder for a single. That's played in the air, fielder, and it's a drop catch, I guess. Yes, he drops the catch. He had comfortably reached, I believe he must have taken the catch, but no, he missed the catch and they take a single here. So that played in the air. Couple of bounces. Yes, there's a slight misfield by the fielder at deep mid wicket, and with this they take 2 runs. That's played once again to the mid wicket area. There's a fielder there. Good pick up and throw straight to the field to the bowler. One bounce, and they take a single. That's the wicket number 3, and the Sachin Chavra has to walk back. Good bowling by Kavish. He got his 3rd wicket, and Team England Protektor 207 for 6. New batsman Johar Abbas, and this is the last delivery of Kavish. And swing and a miss here. The first delivery wanted to play it up and above. It was a full length delivery, and straight goes into the gloves of keeper. So 3 overs for Kavish, just 10 runs and 3 wickets. That's a good sliding field towards the cover region. Vishal Salmani bowling his 4th over. The Goodland delivery played it down the ground towards the long off region, and they take a single. And Johar Abbas comes on strike. He's a right-handed batsman. He is facing his second delivery. Put it up, the fielder trying to reach, no, just away from the fielder there. And they take a single. It's a penultimate over, and both the batsmen would like to score as much of runs as possible in this last 9 deliveries, 9 legal deliveries. Banged in shot, played it towards wide long on, and they take a single. Full toss, played it toward the long on. I think it's a mid-wicket area. The good fielding there, and a direct throw. That's a good throw. So good over so far by Vishal. 5 runs of the 4 deliveries. Slower delivery, just above the bowler, and the umpire goes for a boundary. With this boundary, Musa Qasim completes his 50. 53 of just 42 deliveries with 6 boundaries here. So that's a good batting, but he is looking for some timing here. He is not able to connect the ball cleanly, but at the back end, yes, the runs matter while the other players' wicket were going on. He was there at the middle and steadying the ship. So 217 for 6 in 19 overs. That's played up in the air, wide off, long off. Is it a maximum Yes, it is. That's a beautiful shot by Johar. Down the leg side, a wide would be definitely given by the umpire. Yes, it is a wide. That's a humongous six into the other ground. What a shot by Joel Abbas. He is changing the figures of the bowler here. 3 overs, he was just on 10 runs, but now 3.2, he is on 23. That's a hit again in the air, and the batsman, the fielder at the deep is just expected three maximum back-to-back from Jawhar Abbas. Swing and a miss here, that's a different angle altogether coming around the wicket this time, and the batsman had to chase the ball. It was away from the right hander. Slower. Is it? Yes, it is waist height. No ball given by the umpire. So one more run added to the total in the form of an extra, and it's a free hit for Jawhar Abbas. The fielding team claiming that it is away from the body, but as per the rules in ICC rules, so if it crosses the batsman above the waist height, whether it will be on the leg side or the off side, it will be called as a no ball. That's onto the pad, takes an inside edge, I guess, and one run being stolen. 237 for 6. 238 for 6. The last legal delivery left. That's hit up in the air and goes outside the ground for a six. The six to end the over, 244 for six. That's the first six coming from the bat of Musa. So team Indian Warriors require 245 in their allotted 20 overs. sharply here. Welcome back everyone. For the chase, 245 is the target. That's a mammoth score in front of Indian Warriors. Waiting till the last moment, played it down the ground. Just a single, there is an overthrow. A chance of a run, no. They don't want to take a risk here. So 3 deliveries, 3 runs coming for Team India. Swing, miss, and there is an appeal for stumping. Denied by the umpire. Very slow in the air, Ayub, and very deceptive. Anis missing on to it, waiting for the ball till the last moment, wanted to play it big. Once again, cuts it and cuts it hard. Oh, good fielding there. And throw a shy at the non-strikers end, but they take a quick single, 4 on the board. That's a beautiful shot, cross-batted, just played it up and above the cow corner for a 6. So Vimal Panikar gets the first boundary for himself and for the team in the form of a 6. Johar Abbas, the right arm medium fast bowler, coming over the wicket ball to Anis. That's a bang-in shot up to the waist level. He played it towards the fine leg region and the ball races towards the boundary. It was onto the leg side, just away from the Anis, and he played it to perfection, just guiding it towards the fine leg for a 4. Moving away, wanted to play the batsman, the bowler thinking smartly. He bowled a good line delivery away from the right hander and a dot delivery. Played it down the ground. Just dot delivery. There is a fielder there. Into the block call. Gets the bat down on time. Played it towards the extra cover region for a single. That's a good shot. Played it towards the backward square leg area for a boundary. That's a good delivery. There's a slight misfield. With this misfield, they take a single. So 2 overs, 20 for no loss. Each bowler giving away 10 runs, going without a wicket here. Musa Qasim is the new bowler, the right arm medium pacer. He will be bowling to Vimal. Hitting the deck hard, a good line delivery onto his pads. Just played it towards the backward square leg area for a single. If Indian Warriors have to win this match, they have to capitalize onto the power play. This 6 overs will definitely define where this match is heading to. Full in delivery, beautifully played down the ground, running toward the boundary, and that's a 4. So nice shot there, just opening his body and playing with a straight bat. The mid-off fielder was a bit wider, and the ball passing him and goes straight to the boundary. What a delivery here. Appeal for caught behind, but it was way high from the bat. Well dug out by the batsman here. A good bouncer, I would say. Played it on the ground, and they have a good call there. He sees the fielder being a bit behind, and the ball had no pace whatsoever. So they go for a run here, a good running between the wicket. So 26 for no loss in 2.4 overs. That's banged in shot once again onto the waist height. Played with the cross bat straight to the bowler. A dot delivery. That's up in the air. The fielder coming underneath it. And what a catch here. Beautiful catch. Diving in front. And the ball was dying in front of the fielder. He had to dive full length. And he takes a beautiful catch here. So the first wicket goes for Indian Warriors. And Vimal Parikar has to walk back. He was looking in good nick. He had scored 14 of 8 deliveries with one boundary and a maximum. But unfortunate for him, takes the ball coming hurried on to him quickly, and the ball looping in the air, and he is out. Nadeem is the new batsman. He is a right-handed batsman playing his 99th match with an average of just over 13. Strike rate below 100, 81.54. Salman Ali Pasha, the deep bowler, giving himself some room, wanted to play towards the point region. No connection here. The top. That's down the leg side, wide, given by the umpire. 27 for 1. Batsman in double mind, opened his had a wide stance, wanted to play, but at the last moment, checking his shot, played it towards the gully region for a single. That's cut hard. Ball racing towards the boundary. The fielder cutting it off and keeps it down to just 2 runs. Giving himself some room, played it down the ground straight towards the long gone region. There is the fielder there who picks it up and throws it back to the ball. Just a single. Opening his body, playing it straight towards the long on. Once again, there is a fielder there, picks it up, throws it back. It was a cross-batted shot. Played it in the air, wide of mid-on fielder. And meanwhile, they take 2 runs. So end of 4 overs, 34 for 1. Swing and a miss here. There is no much of a bounce. That delivery stayed a bit low. Musa Qasim is the bowler who comes back into attack. He got the first breakthrough for team England Protector. Once again hitting the deck hard, but hurried on to the batsman late on the shot. Played it towards the mid-off for a dot delivery. That's played down the ground and goes straight to the fielder there. That's played uppishly, but there is a fielder there who will cut it off and they take a single. That's a beautiful delivery, but not much of a pace here and missed by the keeper as well. Buys and 4 runs. What a delivery! That came in sharp and taken the wicket here. That's amazing. So the wicket number 2 goes for team Indian Warriors. new batsman through, and Salman Ali Pasha comes back into attack. Anis is still there on the crease, batting on 15 of 17 deliveries. And swing and a miss. That's a cross-batted shot. That's the problem when the bat is crossed and the ball didn't bounce too much and crashing onto the middle and leg stump. And the third wicket goes for Team Indian Warriors. Sam is the new batsman. Oh, that's an edge! And the slip, the first slip, it was exactly towards him and missed by the fielder there. And the ball raced towards the boundary. 4-4. Lucky for Sam, he survives and gets a boundary as well for this delivery. That's a swing and a miss, very close to the stump here. He going on to the one knee and doing the same mistake, not with a straight bat, going with a slightly crossed bat. It could have gone anywhere. That's played towards the point region, single. Played it back to the bowler, a dot delivery. That's a beautiful shot. One bounce into the fence here. It was slightly overpitched. Once again, not a straight bat with the cross bat, but with the connection here. And the ball races to the boundary. End of 6 overs, 48 for 3, going at a run rate of 8. And the required run rate has gone past 14. Mohsin is the new bowler. Right arm leg break. The first delivery. That's a beautiful delivery, but cuts it toward the point region, and they take a single. Oh, that's a good delivery. It was outside the leg stump, turning it and coming on to the middle and off. But the batsman opening his body and plays it towards the cow corner region for 2 runs. And with this Team Indian Warriors score reaches to 50, 51 for 3 in 6.3. That's in the air for a bit towards the extra cover region for a single. Played it down the ground straight towards the long on region. And the ball goes into the boundary for 4. A good shot here. A well-timed shot, I would say. Straight to the fielder there. And Musa Qasim just moving up 3 to 4 steps away and takes the catch above his head. And that's wicket number 4 for Team Indian Warriors. And Sam has to walk back, scoring 10 runs of 7 deliveries.
Played it towards the extra cover region for a single. So now the new batsman played it towards the long off region for a single. So new batsman Sameer Dhanani opens his account with a single. That's the way from the long off region, and that's go for a boundary. A good shot by Dhruv. A good lane delivery. Played it down the ground toward the long off for a single. That is what it was in the air for a bet toward the long on for two. Beg your pardon, for single. That's the good lane delivery, and it's a wide given by the umpire. That's in the air, and one bounce towards the fielder on the long on. So the over number 8, score moves on to 66 for 4. Now Mohsin comes back into the attack. The required run rate have reached 15. That's a good delivery. Played it toward the extra cover for a single. That's the fuller lane delivery. Played it toward the long on and takes a single run. That's up in the air, and it's an amazing catch. What a brilliant catch by Salman, just inside the boundary line. And Dhruv has to walk back after scoring 15 of 10 deliveries with 2 boundaries. So 5 wickets down for Indian Warriors in 8.3 overs. Scores are 68.
फाइनल कब है इसका? फाइनल कब है? फाइनल है नेक्स्ट वीक में, सेमीफाइनल फाइनल। अच्छा, नेक्स्ट वीक में हो जाएंगे।
A full toss. Played it toward the mid-on for a single. New batsman Narain. He opens his account with the single. That's the good length delivery. Played it toward the extra cover for a single. That's played upishly towards the long off. Slight misfield, and they take it 2 runs. So end of over number 9. So 72 for 5. Going at a run rate of 8 and required run rate of 15.73. That's the good shot. Cross batted. Played it towards the cow corner. Fielded by Musa. And a good throw towards the keeper. That's played toward the extra cover. All down the ground for a single. Nice hard shot towards the wide long off. But there's a fielder there. Just a single. A full toss. Played it toward the square leg and takes a single. That's a good delivery. Played it well. And good fielding by Musa. A sliding stop. Played it toward the square leg area. But no chance of a run here. So end of over number 10. 77 for 5. Played it above the long on. A fielder for a maximum. The Samir Dhanani. This is the first maximum from his bat. Swing and a miss. Mohsin is on attack now. That's the good delivery. Inside edge. I think it's a bye. That's again a swing and a miss, and it's a wide delivery. Just down the leg side, hitting on his pad, and a big appeal by the bowler, but denied by the umpire. So end of over number 11, 86 for 5. Played it towards the extra cover region, and it's a 4. Nafsir is the new bowler, and he's being welcomed to the boundary. On to the leg side. Played it toward the backward square leg for a single. Played it straight down the ground toward the long off region, and it's a 4. Played it toward the wide long off. And for 2 runs. Played it straight to the bowler. There was a chance of a run out. Takes a single. Wanted to play. Takes the inside edge. So no runs here. So after the over number 12, 98 for 5. A big shout. And it's a bye. So Farouk is the new bowler, the captain of England Protector. That's the lower full toss, played it toward the extra cover. On to the edge. Played it toward the backward square leg. And it's a fielder just inside the boundary line. And kept it down to just 2. Played it toward the point for a single. There was a chance of the catch, just falling short of the fielder. It's a wide given by the umpire, so 1 more run added as a wide. That's a lower full toss. Played it toward the fine leg area for a single. So end of 13 over, 107 for 5. Played it in the air toward the deep mid wicket for a single. Played it down the ground toward the long off and takes a single. Played it well toward deep mid wicket and single here. Played it toward the wide long off and takes a single run. They need 4s and 6s now to win this match. Played it straight, but there's a fielder who will cut it off very quickly and throw back to the bowler. Single. Played it toward the wide long off for a single. Bigger pardon. It's a 4. So end of over number 14. Score is now 116 for 5. Played it straight down the ground. The fielder, they will cut it off. Takes a 1 run. Hits it back to the stumps and with this deflection goes towards the long off and they take a single. Played it up in the air for fielder trying to come but falling short and they take a single again. That's played toward the gully region. The ball was in the air for a bit but falling away. Takes it onto the pad and they go for a single. There was a shy at the stump. And if it would have hit the stump, it would have been the casualty. Well played toward the extra cover for boundary. Played it toward the deep mid wicket for a maximum. Good batting by Sameer Dhanan. So end of over number 15, 132 for 5. Played it toward the cover region for a single. Sachin Chabra is a new bowler. What a delivery. Good bouncer. And the warning given by the umpire above the shoulder. That's the wicket. Swing and a miss. And you miss, I hit. So that's the wicket. Number 6 for Indian Warrior. Sameer Dhanani goes after scoring 39 of 26 deliveries. Next batsman, Kavish Mishra. Kavish Mishra. That's a big appeal for LBW. Denied by the umpire. And it's a leg bye. Played it toward the long on for a single. Now the required run rate has crossed 26. Played up in the air. Fielder underneath here. There is the chance. But it's the drop catch. New bowler, Anthony. That's a good delivery. Played with the cross bat toward the long off for a single. Slower in the air. Played it toward the wide long off. Takes a single run. Very loopy full toss and a miss by the batsman. And appeal for stumping. And they have gone upstairs. So that's the wicket number 7. For Indian Warriors. A good delivery. Played it toward the long off. The new batsman Johar Abbas. He opens his account with the single. Played it toward the forward square leg. And a good throw. They take a quick single. Coming down the track. And that's the one more wicket. In the form of run out. That's a suicidal run. It was straight to the fielder. And the wicket number 8 goes to the Indian Warriors. End of 17 over, 141 for 8. New batsman, Sandeep. That's a good delivery. And that's the wicket. And 9th wicket goes for Team Indian Warrior. New batsman, Karan. Well played. Just a single. Karan is off the strike with the single. Played it back to the bowler. No chance of a run. Played it toward the mid wicket for a single. No run here. A dot delivery. Sachin Chabra, who is a bowler. Once again, a O-pitch delivery. So, end of over number 18, 1 for 3 for 9. That's a loopy delivery. Batsmen have to wait. Coming down the track. Take some inside edge. And what a throw. And there's the last wicket. Goes for Sandeep. And Team England Protector wins by 101 run. A big congratulations for Team England Protector. So they have qualified for the semi-final. Thank you so much. That's all from the com box.